most extraordinary bite of your life. For a limited time, Capriati's Eat Extraordinary.
We sold all of our hay. Well, sort of. So on Saturday, we had a semi-truck show up and took pretty much all of our hay. The only stuff we have left is 200 bales on the trailer and that truck. That is all spoken for, that we're gonna haul to an Amish guy here sometime this week. And then we had 717 bales left that we sold to a guy in Maryland. He brought a semi-truck up. He got it for a pretty cheap price, but we just kind of cut our losses because we never took anything to auction, and we should have. But we cut our losses, sold it cheap just so we can make room up in the barn here, because first cutting is right on our butts. It's going to be here before we know it because of this early spring that we've had. Really nice warm sunny weather and some pretty good rains. Stuff is growing much earlier than usual. It is April 24th and I could almost make hay today if I wanted to, but I want to let first cutting get thick. So my plan right now is we're going to pull the 966 out. It's hooked up to the rake at the moment. I've got this big pile of loose hay and stuff here, and what I'm going to attempt to do is rebale it. So I'm going to get, fire up the baler here. Gonna try to rebale it. It's been serviced and everything's ready to go. And I'm gonna try to run a few bales through it here now so I can maybe work out any kinks that we would have during first cutting. Also, I walked up in here and I saw this big puddle of hydraulic fluid under the 966. Throw it under there, couldn't really figure out where it was coming from. My guess though is it was coming from this coupler, because this thingy was left down when we were moving some stuff around. This thing was left down, so my guess is the fluid that was left up in these lines just leaked out over time. Other than that, this thing still has a couple leaks. We've got the oil pan leaking here. I have all my parts for that though. I have new oil filters and a new oil pan gasket. So we're gonna replace that here. I still got an axle seal leak back there. I would like to get that fixed still. And we're still leaking somewhere out of this area here. My brother says there's an O-ring yet that we should replace. We replaced a seal, but there's still, I think, a smaller seal or O-ring that I need to get and replace. Other than that, most of the leaking is fixed. Anyway, yeah, it's just a leaky tractor. Like you see, it's a leaky tractor, and I hate it. But it's just so pretty, and I hate to say bad things about it. But look at all the leaks under it. I'm fed up with this. So I'm gonna rookie at this baling stuff, right? So last fall when I cleaned the baler out, I screwed up the twine. Like I accidentally cut one of the twines through that was in the needles, and I never fully replaced it. Like I never tied it back in. And now that I'm completely restarting a new bale, I didn't re-tie to my frame here. So I was just watching a bunch of videos. Luckily I didn't get too far into this process and realized, oh, I should probably make sure that I'm feeding twine into my knotters. And I wasn't. So I gotta clean this chamber out and rebale that. Anyway, it shouldn't be that hard. But I'm gonna tie this off and then trip my knotter, which actually my knotter's almost tripped anyway. I'm just gonna fire it up and trip it myself. Oh, and it looks like this one, I can see it. This one also came untied. So we're gonna tie this. Alrighty, we're getting this stuff figured out. So tied my twine to my bar through the needles and tripped my needle, or tripped my knotter, not my needle. Tripped my knotter, got the twine up through the knotter, and we're baling now. It's working. My first bale here though, this is the one that that didn't tie, but these back here seem to be tying properly. So I think we're working good. I just got to clean the chamber out of the bales that didn't tie correctly and run them back through the baler. I got all the pile cleaned up pretty much. Obviously, there's still a lot more to clean up under those pallets, but we'll rebale it later. But for the time being, I got the twine run through. We got bales in the chamber, and it's baling properly. So now I know when we head out to the field for first cutting, baler's working as it should, which is good. Well, I've done about all the rebaling I can do today. Problem that I'm running into is I can't feed it into the baler fast enough, and when the bale comes up into the belts here, it burns right through the twine. That's about all the baling I can do. I got most of the pile cleaned up. The chamber is full. Twine's good, knotter's good, everything's working as it should. So that's it for me. I'm gonna call it a day. Yeah.